Why did you choose that shirt today?
Thank you. So today I chose this shirt to wear. This is for the Lancaster International Short Film Festival, which is happening today and tomorrow and Saturday. And I'm on the board with this film festival and I'm traveling, but that's okay because the film festival this year is taking place virtually. So I'll be able to join in for the Q&As and some of that from another location. So I was able to travel during the film festival that I've helped plan, which, oh boy, that's been an adventure in itself. Trying to figure out early whether we were going to plan on meeting in person, whether we were going to plan on going virtual. And as a lot of the larger film festivals said early that they were going virtual, and it became more apparent that there was no way we'd be able to meet in person in large enough numbers in July, we made the decision to go virtual.
We woke up in the Clown Motel. Yes. And I actually slept even with that big old clown picture over my head. Yeah. I just turned the other way and ignored him.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool place. Clown Motel. Tonopah, Nevada. And then, so then when we woke up, then we went over next door to the Clown Motel is an old cemetery that was used between 1901 and 1911. So quite a few graves in that cemetery. I was really surprised for how short a period of time it was used.
For just 10 years, but there were some mine accidents and a mine fire that several people were killed in, along with some of the headstone things said things. It was like suicide, liver complaint, pneumonia, consumption,
blood poisoning.
Right. And it was mine consumption, which was interesting.
Oh, you said minor. I thought it was minor.
Mine.
Like a child.
Mine consumption.
Okay.
So some crud from the mine back in the early 1900s, they didn't have a lot of the safety features we have now. So they couldn't check the air quality and wear masks, even for dust particles and whatever's in the dust. I think the town had some interesting things that I would have liked to visit. There were some old West museums, and because it is a mining town, so the museums would depict all the history.
Yeah, I was pretty excited to leave Tonopah, get on the road for our last day. And the Clown Motel was cool. Looking around the cemetery was cool, but it was really nice to get on the road and get here to our destinations.
We also stopped at a neat little place, Eddie World, and cute little place that sells candy. Of course, we had to buy some. It's got dried fruits. We had ice cream and sat outside there, so that was really nice. Just a nice little break.
Yeah, it was a nice place.
We came across Death Valley National Park, which is pretty incredible. We're at heights over 5,000 feet down to sea level and back up to 5,000 feet again. The car had to work hard going up all those mountains. We stopped and took some pictures at a viewpoint up at the top. It was 98 degrees at the time there. When we got down to sea level, it was 104. Just about any time we got out of the car, we had our masks, unless it was the middle of Death Valley and nobody around.
Right, yeah. And if we were going in the bathroom, Put on the mask.
put on the mask, which also helps because a lot of them were like
Outhouse type.
outhouse,
Yeah.
and so kind of
Yeah.
dulled the senses a little bit.
Yeah. Yep. No running water out there in the middle of the desert. Just pit toilets.
Yeah. And no hand sanitizer there, so we used our own.
I guess in the heat that would probably expand quite a bit. Might cause problems.
Yeah, that
with the
could. Yeah.
dispenser.
At 104 degrees, it might be a problem out there.
Plus hotter in the bathrooms.
No. Yes.
Luckily, as they say, it's a dry heat, and it does make a difference. I mean, really, being in 104 is fine when you're used to being in 90 degrees with 90% humidity. 104 and dry is fine.
Yeah, it's not a big deal to me.
Just
North
stay out of the
Carolina.
sun.
Yeah. A lot of different things to see. We saw sand dunes, salt flats, lots of pretty rocks. Different
Canyons.
The canyons were like rainbow colors. That's what it says on the sign, Rainbow Canyon. And so Death Valley was interesting.
Yeah.
I've never actually driven through there.
Yeah, there was a little bit more to see there than I expected. I just kind of expected the low open salt flats and dunes and such, and
Instead of
Yeah.
up
and down, up and down, and
Something frustrating.
yes.
I went to wash the bugs off the windshield in the morning, and I got the windshield wet, and it dried before I can even wipe it. So I scrubbed all the bugs, and then when we got started, I put on my cleaning fluid and wipers and washed off the soap afterwards. But it was dry, there was a breeze,
Yeah.
and it dried in seconds. So that was kind of frustrating. It took me a while to just give up.
I've got a couple of things. So one was traffic, which not like there was a lot of traffic, but you get behind somebody slow and there's nowhere to pass and you're going around the curves. And the other thing, as I've said on another day, is that big drop on the side of when you're driving along through the mountains and you get that big drop. I had to close my eyes a few times.
It was some pretty hairy roads there. And we stopped at a rest area, and there was a vehicle parked there with a big trailer. And I'm really glad they stopped there because we would have met them on those curves, and they would have been coming down and us going up, and it would have freaked me out.
Those mountain curves are very aggravating.
Yes. Lots of them.
Yes. And some places there was rail, nice guardrail, and other places there isn't. And it's just like, oh, okay, so you've got like 3 feet before the cliff instead of just 2. So we don't need a guardrail there because you've got a whole 3 feet.
But if somebody comes around a curve and they're in your lane, there's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So
And a long way down.
luckily there's not a lot of traffic through there.
No, not a lot. We didn't pass very many people, so.
Yeah.
Got a point.
Stopped and picked up dinner at a Mexican place that I like that's local. We got there, we didn't know if they were even open at first, and when we saw the open sign, we went in and it was takeout only, and we had been on the road, so it would have been nice to go in and eat, but so we ordered our food and brought it to the house.
Yeah, it's only about 10 minutes away or so.
Yeah.
So.
They would not allow anybody inside without a mask. And you go in, you order, and you wait outside. And then they bring the food outside, get your credit card, go run it, and bring it back out. I did see a gentleman try to take a seat inside while waiting for his food, and they asked him to please sit outside, which was good. And the restaurant was takeout only. I don't know if all the restaurants around here are the same.
Yeah.
But we'll be finding out in the next few days while we're here for a while.
Yep. Once we get better Wi-Fi, we can look things up.
Right. We're a little bit handicapped without that Wi-Fi. So.
Yeah. Kind of nice to not be tethered, but it's nice to be able to look up information when you need to know something.
Right. Yeah. And this is important information to know, but
Right.
as throughout the whole trip, we're taking the utmost precautions.
So of course, obviously the purpose of the trip was to come out here and to help clean up in the property, clean out the garage, clean out cupboards and things, get everything sorted so that the house could be sold.
Next left. Proceed about 2 miles to Bodfish Canyon Road.
I'm sure we'll be able to take a few heirlooms home, especially since we have a vehicle and we're not flying,
Yep.
so depending on what my sister wants to do, we could take some of the little things to remember me. And dig up the time capsule.
Yes. So also while we're here, we might take a trip up to Sequoias and
See some big trees.
and maybe stop down at the lake. There's a little ghost town down there that my grandma worked with them for a really long time. And of course, we will go and visit my grandma where she's staying now. So we'll need to take proper precautions, social distance, wearing masks, but we're also planning a special surprise for her. So.
We'll talk more about that later.
Yeah. All right.
Keep it a secret for now. Food falling.
Well, that's it for season 1. We hope you join us for season 2, where we spend 9 days in California. And then season 3 will take 9 days coming all the way back across the U.S. on the southern route. So, in the meantime, you can join our contest. Go to southcreekmedia.com to get your official entry form. Watch our special contest video where we number different clips. Just identify where each clip was filmed. Identify the street number, the street name or highway, the nearest city, the state, any local landmark, and if possible, the GPS coordinates from Google Maps. Have fun and take a trip with us. We'll see you on the road.